quite, Tupac. Welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday, everyone. Hi, Brina. Hi, DJ King. Hello, hello, hello. If you would go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Hello, Lawanese. Welcome. So glad everyone is able to be here. Hi, Diva. While everyone's coming in, I'm going to see if I can you get the view? The little windmills, they're doing some construction. So needless to say, I am traveling. Hi, Yvette. So tonight's going to be a really, really quick live. One, because my battery is low because I've been traveling all day. Two, because I am not at home with purchases. Three, because I just left Grapevine Mills and did not make any purchases, so I don't have anything new with me to share. And four, because the Dallas Cowboys play tonight at 7:20, so I need to be making arrangements for that. So I am currently in Dallas, and I thought that tonight I wanted to kind of share. Yeah, DJ King, there was not a lot there. They were not having a promotion in store. The items that we had talked about at Michael Kors were gone. They were having 70% off plus an additional 20, but they just didn't have the same inventory that they had 2, maybe 3 weeks ago when everyone was really excited about the new pouches and bags and colors and all of that was in. So here are a couple things, and I wanted to know if you've noticed it too, because DJ King and I have had this conversation. I've had it before with Valerie. The tribe in general has had it kind of in a group text message off and on for a while. And that is this idea that Dooney has around pre-orders. And I know we have been very vocal as a community about how we feel about pre-orders, especially when you are advertising something in, let's say, September, right? And it's not going to be available until January of next year or February of next year. It just seems to be a waste when you could advertise product that is readily available and get those immediate sales. Now, we've had the conversation on here before about pre-orders and the fact that even if you are able to take advantage of a sale price, you have to pay all of that up front, which is absurd to me considering it could be several months before the product actually ships. So DJ King and I were having this conversation about the fact that Ashton has disappeared from Dooney.com. And this was like the worst culprit year to date of a pre-sale that is not going to be available even in this year. So I'm wondering if Dooney heard our feedback loud and clear, because pre-orders have become very limited on Dooney.com. Now, as sure as I say that they'll launch something crazy tomorrow and it won't be available until like spring of next year, because they just will do that kind of thing. But my question is, do you think that they are gradually, slowly making changes, incorporating the feedback that we have given them? So Lawani says that she pre-ordered the red Ashton and they canceled the order. That's interesting, because that would, to me, a canceled order implies that there isn't inventory to ever ship, right? That it's not even 6-8 months from now when they were planning to ship it, it's still not showing available. So I'm still not 100% clear on the purpose behind the pre-orders with Dooney, but I am glad to see fewer of them on the site. So what are your thoughts around the pre-order situation, whether or not you have ever purchased a pre-order from Dooney, whether you have scratched your head and wondered why in the heck would they advertise something so many months in advance when the hype is really at its peak around a product, and then by the time the product actually ships, most if not all of us would have already forgotten what we made the purchase of, right? You see that deduction come out of your bank account, or this charge that hits your credit card, and you don't even remember what you purchased because it was so many months in advance. So here's the other thing. I placed an order, and I'm sending what to the enabler corner, and then I guess I have to send myself to the enabler corner, and I'm going to send Mrs. Q and Lucinda Quimbley. I'm going to send DJ King. I'm going to send a bunch of people to the enabler corner. But what I noticed in making these purchases from ILD with the code CAKE in all caps for the extra 25% off for those of you that have been under a rock for the last couple of days and now realize that there are sales actually going on both Dooney and ILD currently. But I placed the order. I went in through eBates, a Rakuten, and I placed the order as I normally would. And then when it got to the order confirmation page, to my surprise, on my Android device, the page appeared differently. Like the entire checkout experience was completely different from what I've seen in the last, let's just say 2 weeks, because it's been 2 weeks since I placed my last order with Dooney. So the checkout page looked different. The place where you put your promo codes is positioned a little differently. The summary page of the items that are in your cart looks completely different. You can now actually go back into your order, which is not anything new from an e-commerce site standpoint, but it is new on Dooney. You can actually go back in to the items, and like if you wanted to change the quantity, if you wanted to change the color, if you wanted to go back in and look for the description, but all of those changes are actually happening and being reflected within your order summary page, your actual cart, as opposed to having to delete the item, which is what we were having to do before, delete the item and then go back to find the item and add it back to the cart or make whatever provisions you were looking to make. Hello, military mom. Hello, Sharon. So I think those things, of course, did catch my attention. But the thing that caught my attention the most, the absolute most, was the fact that at the end of the order, there popped up a little, it's almost like the Domino's or Pizza Hut pizza tracker, right? So you can see that your order was placed, and then it lets you know when it's gonna be packed and shipped and en route, I think, and then delivered. I think there are like 5 different categories. And I thought, you know what, this is gonna be absolutely amazing if it actually works. If it works, if it sends the update, if it actually tracks the information, because many of us have been around with Dooney for several holiday seasons and know that the last few years were some of the absolute worst years for tracking holiday packages or 12 days of Dooney purchases or purchases that were supposed to be guaranteed delivery by Christmas Eve. Those things were terrible in the last few years. And I can distinctly remember a 12 days of Dooney, where people were still getting bags like January, late January, February. And it just blew my mind that someone that has an e-commerce site could actually have that poor um, of service around the holidays, when you really make or break whether or not people will come back and purchase from you, not only through the course of the year, but in the upcoming holiday seasons. So I'm gonna attempt to track this week the items that I purchased, to see if the tracker is actually going to work. If it does, then bravo to Dooney for listening, because we have had some many painful conversations about tracking and canceled orders and having to call and wait online for customer service to provide an update, only for it to not be accurate. So I'm really curious to see if this was just a cosmetic change on their e-commerce site, or if there is actual substance behind the refresh in their e-commerce, and whether or not, thank you military mom, whether or not there will actually be some changes. Now, I still think that it is absolutely absurd that any packages ship out of California. It just does not logistically make sense. And I wish that, or hope that they are in the process of considering either other locations to add into their distribution network, or that they look to partner with a logistics company that is a bit more central, so that we can get our packages a lot quicker. There are tons of logistics companies, and I'm talking about all the way from FedEx and UPS, managing supply chain and logistics for other companies as a third-party vendor, all the way to the DHLs and other companies that actually have a logistics business, where, or even like Penske, where they will take over your warehouse and do it better than you, right? Because if you're a handbag company, then likely your expertise is not in warehouse management. So hopefully, I know that those kinds of decisions take a lot of time, but I am optimistic that Dooney is slowly making changes. I know that things happen really slow in corporate America, and probably even slower in private industry, just because. I mean, right? Red tape. Is this the right thing to do? Should we spend the money now? Is this where we want to go in the future? Is this too much? All of those things come into play. But what I will say about the orders, the tracking, the cancel orders, those are not unique issues to 2019 when it comes to Dooney. We have been complaining about those things, at least during the 12 days of Dooney, for the last several years, and it is beyond time for them to find a viable solution that is both business friendly, because at the end of the day, Dooney is a business. We do have to keep that in mind, but it should also be customer focused, customer centered, and I'm hoping that some of what we've said, they are implementing. Now, what I will say is that there were some things that I think that we gave them in our surveys that were very easy to do, and I've not seen those things happen, right? Or they could have done away with the pre-orders a lot sooner in the year to show that they heard the feedback, and that it just does not. It would be different if they were making high-end custom cars that have, I don't know, an 8 or 9 month pre-order lead time in order for that to be available. But that's not what we're dealing with here. And I do know that there are production times, and fashion is done several seasons in advance. I get all of that, but it would be nice to see that the feedback is being incorporated. What I do know is that sometimes the older the company is, and yeah, sometimes the slower the changes are. So I'll just kind of leave that there. But are there other things that you have seen or that have come up since we completed our survey and provided Dooney with that feedback that you would like to add into the comments? Because maybe somebody will watch them on Monday morning and add it to their marketing meeting for this week. So I was in the airport last week and was walking towards a lady that appeared to have an infamous LV Neverfull. From afar, that's the bag shape, the color. But as I got closer, I started picking up on details on this bag, and I was like, that is not an LV bag, right? So the straps were a little bit thicker. The bag was not completely slouched over. It had hardware on it, and as I approached her, I basically did a rubber neck as I was walking past her in the airport, and I thought, oh my gosh, I have been sleeping on, not the bag, because I have the bag, but I've been sleeping on the color. Anybody want to take a guess at which bag this young lady had in the airport that I have seen 9 zillion times online and 50 zillion times in the outlet, and the color just never caught me? DJ King, you are fired. Heck no, not the Lexington. It was the Leisure Shopper in T-Morrow Brown. Now, I had to force myself to move out of the navy Leisure Shopper. It is an absolutely amazing bag. But the T-Morrow, out in the wild, as Military Mom would say, it is an eye turner when you are in a sea of brown LV bags, because that is all you see at the airport. And I am certain that with the number that I see, that half of them are replicas or knockoffs, but there are tons of them. So to see something by Dooney that I thought, from afar was a different brand, and to get up and to see that all of you, look, I fell in love with the bag in that color, not the bag, because y'all know I am a lover of the Leisure Shopper. But you have heard me be very adamant about blacks and browns, particularly like the T-Morrow brown. So I pulled the trigger. It's 25% off, and maybe my math is off this weekend, but I believe that price is cheaper, I think, than what we've been seeing it lately at the outlet stores. Plus, you don't have the $7.50 shipping. And hopefully you'll know when the bag gets packed and shipped and delivered if the tracking works. So that is one thing that if you have not taken a look at the sale and you've been curious about the LV Neverfull, even on a smaller scale, so kind of the MMGM, would I say the largest, the GM? Sabrina, would you say that the large Leisure Shopper is closer to the MM or the GM? I don't think the small is the PM size, but I could be wrong. Let me know what you think in the comments. But that, I think that it is definitely one that you should take a look at because the price is amazing. They are both coated cotton. The straps and the shoulder drop are hands down way better than the ones that you would find at LV. Hello, the Closet Dive. Loved your latest video. But just something to take a look at. And then the last thing that, well, not the last thing, but I also picked up a couple more Alice's. I am debating about adding one or two more because there's still like one or two colors that are calling my name. And I don't know if the discount is going to get any better. Maybe there'll be another $59 Wallet Wednesday, and then I'll be disappointed that I paid a little bit more. But from a color standpoint, if you do not have like dandelion, that lemon is going to be absolutely gorgeous in the summer, in the spring, inside any pop of color bag. So that color I am thinking I'm going to go back and get, as well as the dark mauve. Dark mauve has been in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. And did I say in and out of my shopping cart? And it is out again. But I did go ahead and purchase, can you believe I ordered a black in Saffiano? I did. And the natural, because if nothing more, it will go perfectly with the Timoro Brown Leisure Shopper. I also added a couple from the pebbled leather. I need to just go ahead and get all I'm going to get so that I can move on from Alice. I would say to you, if you are a big wallet carrier, do not let Alice be what Carrington may have been, right? Which was a missed purchase, because I've seen the comments, I've heard from many of you that you're finally at the point where you're ready to consider a Carrington, or you just purchased your first Carrington, and they are so limited in colors that it's going to be difficult for you to find at least the variety of the product. If you are watching videos online, you're not going to find a lot of those because they just are not easily accessible. So you're going to have to resort to the secondary or the pre-loved marking. But Alice, with the wristlet clutch, the tassel, if you have a larger phone, lots of cards, organization, put your change in there, it is just absolutely amazing. And the price right now is really good. So if you are into a larger wallet, if you are unsure about gifting to someone, I would say definitely pull the trigger on Alice. That price point is great for holiday giving. This is a first, I think, in that the Saffiano Cooper, right, Sabrina? Tell that, put it in caps again. Get your Alice wallet while you can. If you are a large wallet carrier, just trust me, get it now, thank me later. If you are not a large wallet carrier, if you are not into like the travel wallets from Coach, if you are not into like the Continental or the Jet Setter wallets from Michael Kors, skip it. You won't be happy with it. If you are into like, if you love like the slim wristlet, if you love the Continental clutch from Dooney, skip Alice. You will not like it if that is the size wallet that you typically gravitate to. The next thing is this. It feels like a first to me with the Saffiano Cooper, in that it is the bag of the month, item of the month, something like that, and it's already at the discounted price. And then you can get an additional 25% on top of that on ILD with the cake code. So I think that bag, DJ King, correct me, but I think it ends up being like 104. I could be wrong, but it's already a really good deal on it's a really good deal for the bag of the month, but then the additional 25% off just takes it over the top. If you are looking for a gift for your picky daughter-in-law, the one that you think critiques your gifts behind your back, because she probably is, This would be a really nice gift for her picky butt. Your adult niece, your adult daughter. If you have a college student in your life that is into what I am going to refer to as a medium bag, so maybe she's not your typical college student, or maybe she is one that's already kind of interning or has a job where she's already starting to enter into corporate America. If you have someone that's getting ready to graduate from graduate school, that bag in any color would be amazing. You know, the neutral colors, of course, are seasonless, but you also know that I don't openly, I guess I did today with Tomorrow Brown, but you know, those are not colors that you typically hear me recommend on my channel. So those are kind of high level things that are have been topic of discussions, or that have kept me kind of occupied as I've been waiting in the airport terminals over the past week to try to determine what we were going to talk about today. I'm gonna do a brief Q&A, so start thinking of questions that you would like to ask. I am going to pick 5 of the questions that come through tonight, and I'm going to answer those. I would just caution you, don't ask me how many bags I have, because I do not know. And as I've said before, I have absolutely no plans of counting them, because that's not what I'm here for. And even if I got extremely bored at home and did count them, this is not where I would share that information. So if you're here for that, I apologize, but that's just not what my channel is about. It's not about the number of bags that I have. I also don't need the drama that comes with answering that kind of question. That's just where I am. But Cooper's right now, the leisure shopper, particularly in tomorrow. Now I have navy. I don't see me picking up slate, but that could absolutely change, because I didn't see me getting tomorrow brown either. So it could absolutely change. So any questions? Top 5 questions. I will take them tonight, unless everybody's just curious about how many bags I have. And then even if that is the question, I don't have an answer. I could make something up. I could tell you what I plan to move into next. Okay, so where would be a good place to look for retired styles? Retired styles are going to be the Poshmarks, the Macaris, the eBates of the world, because maybe consignment stores or estate sales where someone is getting rid of a collection, or maybe like their mom's things or something like that. But other than that, there is not a great retail option for you to find retired styles. What I will say is that it appears that with the Russell coming back, that maybe Dooney is listening in that regard, and that they will continue to bring back 1 or 2 styles per year in colors and leathers that we've missed out on, or that really should become brand staples. But other than that, it's gonna likely be pre-loved. Yes, Lisa, I will. I will do a video. I have one on my channel, I believe, already. Mrs. Q has a leisure shopper video from about 3 years ago. DJ King has one as well, but she's going to need to buy another one because she got jacked by her daughter for her first one. I just put all her business out there. She'll call me afterwards and tell me to shut up, and that's fine. So I have been on her today about, look, now is the time for you to pull the trigger if you're going to replace the missing one, and then add another one to your collection, because You know, I have been on the Leisure Shopper. It has been very loved this year, last year, and all I will say yet again to you, for those that may not have remembered, that be careful when you take handbag recommendations from that doggone says what, because she will get you in trouble. You will mess around and end up having purchased every bag in that collection because she just doesn't recommend duds. She just doesn't recommend duds. So let's see. Notified of the tent sale. They usually post it on their site. You can call customer service and ask them as well. They also usually post it on their Facebook page. So if you're trying to figure out the dates of the tent sale, that's typically where you can find the dates. Also, if you know someone that works at Dooney, they can sometimes give you a heads up because employees have to sign up to actually work the sale. So they get those dates a lot sooner. And sometimes the outlet store, if you have a really good relationship with the outlet store, you make several purchases, they will also share that information with you as well. And in this forum, we talk about, I'm trying to get my live chat back up. We talk about what's going on. We will start talking about the sale. Now, I personally am not going to the tent sale this year. That is not to discourage anyone from going. But the reason that I'm sitting it out this year is just because I've not seen enough from the brand that, and my battery is going to go low, so I'm going to get ready to move inside. But I've just not seen enough from the brand this year new that I want, that I didn't get, or that I was interested in, to make me want to go and brave the northeastern cold in order to try to secure the bag. So that just isn't in the cards for me this year. I would have loved to go to the sale, you know, back-to-back years, but there just hasn't been enough for me to take the plunge. Now my allergies are acting up. All right, let me get the charger here and see if I can. Woo, I'm gonna need a Zyrtec. I feel another sneeze coming on. All right, so let's see. Let me get the charger on. Perfect. So now let me see if I can get the chat back. All right. Bear with me. So while I'm looking for my next question, are any of you planning to go to the tent sale this year? I will likely go next year if there is a better product offering from the brand in 2020. But right now there just isn't enough that I'm looking for that would warrant me going back-to-back years. Let's see. Yes, DJ King, you do need to take another look at the Tomorrow Leisure. You absolutely do. Recommendations for a good work backpack, Rosalind. I would recommend Coach. I would recommend Coach. I don't know if you can see mine over there, but it travels well and often and always. Water bottle on one side, actually on this side, umbrella on the other side. Fits my regular laptop. I've got files, my calendar, my chargers, a portable mouse. I've got snacks because I have had some rough I have had diverted, delayed, and canceled flights in some pretty small airports, so I had to incorporate snacks into my bag over the last 2 to 3 weeks. So I love that one. Right now, let's see, that's the two, what is it, Graham and Hudson. And I already have one of each, but there's another one, a different color that I'm looking for. I absolutely adore Coach backpacks. I have yet to see anything from Dooney that, other than a messenger bag, which I have had a few of, that I would go back to. And the fact that the backpack is hands free, going through TSA, trumping through the airport, um, on the rental car shuttles, it is just absolutely amazing. I'm currently carrying MCM. That is Coco Clara. I know she looks pink. That's as close as I can get for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So, and I'm using my strawberry Coach accessories in that because I'm a little sad to see that the summer is gone. Even though I don't like summer, it's too hot. I don't like being hot. Can we get a large Olivia in the signature, please? That would be nice. Maybe Peter is listening. Military Mom, I'm not sure what the site is that had the vintage Doonies on there, but if someone knows, if they would post it in the chat, I would really appreciate it. Let's see. Yes, the closet dive. Doggone DJ King and doggone Suz What are sisters. They are from the same family, sitting in the same enabler corners for bad for bad enabling behavior. They are absolutely related. Oh, Sabrina, you know, my permanent address is like at the corner of 123 Enabler Corner. So I stay there. Y'all only come and visit me occasionally in the corner. Oh my goodness. Um, let's see. Any other questions? Let me see what I'm missing. Yeah, we did have a blast last year, Sabrina. I just don't know that it would be worth, when you are gonna burn vacation time and travel and spend money and hotel and all of that. You need to know that you're gonna have a good time and be tempted by several purchases. And I just don't see that that's there. Um, I just don't I don't know that it would be worth it this year. I'm not discouraging anyone, but I don't know. I I know let me leave that alone. If you have not experienced the tent sale, it will be an amazing experience. You will absolutely find things that you love and you will make purchases. If you have been before and you go every year, then go again this year. But for me, I think that what has made my experiences at the 10 sale as enjoyable as they have been is because I didn't go back to back years. There, I put a little bit of time and distance in between them, allow some things to kind of build up so that they're not necessarily things that I'm looking for, because there were some amazing sample bags that we purchased this past year. Amazing. Like, I don't need another Cooper because the light gold Caldwell Cooper that I have, I couldn't buy another one that would top that one in my collection, right? So you find some very unique one-offs, and for that reason I think it is worth going. But for me, it's not worth going every year. If I lived locally, I would be there every year. I would. But it's not. So it requires, there is an investment for me to go to the sale because I'm not local. It's more of an investment. Let me say that. I feel like it's more of a financial investment for me to go just because I'm not local. All right, so let me see. Um Okay, yeah, military mom. I'm definitely not going. I do love Toomey. I love Toomey everything, but Toomey is expensive. It's at least to me, it's expensive. Um, yeah, Sabrina, it was more than just a tent sale trip. It was so much more than that, and I think that also makes it that much more special. Okay. Yay, Baghound! I am glad that you pulled the trigger on it, on Greta the Leisure. And I hope that you enjoy it. The price point is absolutely great to experiment with right now. Okay, let's see. Let's see. I think those are all the questions. So, whew, it has been interesting. I have not stopped organizing. I have been torn from pillar to post. One of the locations that I support for work, I actually had to go in and close that facility down. So it's never easy to tell people that they no longer have a job, especially going into this time of year. And you have to be a heartless, ruthless SOB for that to not pull at your heartstrings. So we've had a couple of reductions in force, and that has just kind of weighed on me. So I've just not been in an organizing mode or mood. What I will tell you is that my accessories are organized. I have my price estimate for my shelving. I don't know if I want to have contractors in the house during the Christmas holiday to continue to work on that, but um, if you haven't organized your accessories, if you haven't organized your straps, if you haven't organized like your pochettes and bag charms and things like that, then I would say keep working on it because eventually you will get to the big things. What I will tell you though is that because of the organization that I've had success with for my accessories, it really has, I wouldn't say forced, because it didn't force me, but I have slowed, that's the word I think I want to use. I have slowed down with the number of purchases that I've been making because I can see what I have. Now, that being said, I do still have some accessories that were stored in bags. Like I have a Bordeaux lamb leather Carrington that is stored inside my Bordeaux large zip Barlow. When I pull that out, I will pull, the accessory out and get it in the right color story. But this organization has really forced me to think before I pull the trigger. And believe it or not, I had this conversation with Valerie. I've had it with DJ King. I had it with both Kim and Sonja. That what I'm terrified to do right now is to start buying accessories in colors I don't have, because then I think I would feel compelled to fill up the box, right? So, believe it or not, I have a purple, like not just like Prince purple, but like deep eggplant purple accessory box. Yeah, I didn't realize I had purple accessories until I started pulling out accessories and designated a box for purple. I don't know. Maybe what I could see myself doing, if anyone is interested in, is doing a series on my color blocks, which would basically show you the accessories that I have or that I've pulled out and organized. I don't know if there's an interest in that or not. But maybe I could see me maybe doing that as a collection. But to show all of my bags, but that would, I mean, I don't know. There probably isn't an interest. You've probably seen all or a lot of what has now been designated in those boxes. But I don't know. If you are interested, then come back and leave a comment down below, and I will consider doing that. I don't know if that would be a feed your addiction, or whether it would be on demand where I film and then just upload. So we can get that figured out. All right, I see. I'm interested. I'm interested. I'm interested. Yeah, I mean, so listen, it was this time. It was this time last year when we were all talking about being in bag, like bag ladies, like the boxes that had the bags in them had taken over, and then after you got the boxes out, then the packaging had taken over, and then you finally got rid of the boxes, and then we all had bags stored, lingering in places in our homes where bags should not be. And I'm guilty of that, because here we are coming up on the 1 year anniversary of the closing of HB, and my HB bags are still sitting in my sunroom and my dining room. That goes to show we don't eat in there a lot, but it just also shows me that I've got to do something about my storage. Now, we focused on accessories this year, but I am really, really declaring 2020 as the year of organization. I also am hoping, although Alice is not proof of this, I am hoping that I can move away from purchasing the same thing in 99 different colors. I know that we are all guilty of this, because whether you are a micro, a nano, a small, a medium, a large, or whatever medium medium satchel, we all find the size we love, and we have the same bag in a box of crayons, right? You open a crayon box, they're all the same, they're just different colors. That is how we have become with some of our bags, and I'm guilty. I'm enabling. I just told you I've bought yet another leisure shopper, yet several more Alice's, but we have got to get to a point where there are no more multiples. That will include, though, in order to do that, you either will make fewer purchases, or you will truly start exploring other brands. Because in order to not have multiples, that either means you're not buying or you're buying from someplace else. That's it. That's it. And maybe as a follow-up to our conversation last week, the article, the CNBC article following up on National Handbag Day, maybe, just maybe, if we stop buying the doggone multiples and things that we like, but we would like to add other things, maybe we'll get like the Kelly Green medium satchel, some of these other fashion colors and things like that back, because I think we have made our point this year, financially, because we speak with our money, right? As consumers, we speak with our money, that we are not going to continue to buy the same thing over and over again, especially from brands that are not listening and are not giving us what we want. New great grand ideas and product is amazing, but there is nothing that beats the original. Case in point, how many of you are Dove soap users? Dove, Dove. How many of you are Dove soap users? Whether it is the bar or whether it is the liquid, I am a Dove fanatic. I travel with it. My nephew uses it. Yada yada yada. The original rose, the pink, right? That's how most people got started. My nephew, who has sensitive skin, got started on the sensitive because that's what we bought him as a baby. Right, so Sharon, you are making my point. It doesn't matter whether you add a cucumber melon, whether you add an unscented, whether you add. I love the fig and orange blossom. It is hard to find, and I just order it now when I find it in the case on Amazon. But Dove knows, you keep the pink, you keep the white, whatever you want to call them. You can change the name, don't change the formula, keep the color on the box, and people will continue to buy those for many, 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 many more years to come. So I think LV figured it out, right? Coach right now is going back and bringing back its vintage, right? Its 80s, early 90s vintage bags, because they hear us saying that we loved those bags, and whether it's been 20, 30 plus years since you had it and that bag needs to be replaced, you've given it away, you lost it, it has whatever, you now are in a place financially where not only can you buy one, but you could buy 3, 4, 5 of those if you wanted to have them back in your collection. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that that's like gonna be the trend, because we're waiting, Peter. We are waiting. We are waiting for the true all-weather leather to return. Now, I do know, let me just say this, when it comes to all-weather leather, the cows that were around in the 80s are not the same cows that are in 2019. Yes, they may be the relatives or the descendants of those cows, but they are eating differently. The water is different, the air is different, the living conditions are different for these cows. So I understand that all weather leather made in 2019 is likely not going to be the same healthy cows from the 80s that were really eating good grass and enjoying sunshine, those kinds of things. But it needs don't change the process, right? Leather is leather, the cow is the cow. Don't change the process. So I I know that I have joked. It's really not a joke, but joked around about the fact that I don't eat beef or pork. I don't. I consider myself to be a part of the cow cleanup crew, right? I need animals sacrificed for 2 reasons: my plate and my bags and accessories. So my job is to make sure that hide gets really appreciated for a very long time. That cow, those cows didn't die in vain. Those are legacy. Napa and smooth leather. Those cows are going to be appreciated for a very long time. That being said, DJ King, the doggone DJ King, and I have been in this debate about the quality of the HB bags and that leather, and quite honestly, whether or not the faux leather of the executive tote for Antonio Milani. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, please go and take a look at not only DJ King's unboxing or unbagging reveal, but also take a look at Mrs. Q's Tribe Time from not this past week, but the week before, when she was in South Texas, to see that bag. I am drawn in. That pewter and red is calling my name. The fact that Dillard's has the bag on sale, at least online, in black and pewter for $83.30 makes me want to pull the trigger. But it's vegan. I'm not even going to call it faux leather, because when I hear leather, it implies that there's some leather in there. Faux is not leather. So I get an absolute kick out of vegan. Vegan leather is not leather, and faux leather is not leather. So I have kind of a price point in my mind of what non-leather products should cost. I'm just saying. So that being said, I'm still probably gonna buy one. Just because. Now what I will say is that if Antonio Milani is experimenting and they're not sure whether they want to take the plunge and really establish themselves as the taker over, yeah, military mom, it's a bag made out of tofu. But if they really want to establish themselves as the taker over of styles from HB, then they should really invest in leather and take over, because the details on that bag are spot on. And had I not actually went onto the website and read the description, I would have completely missed the fact that it says, I think it says vegan leather or faux leather. But I was not going to give them $100+ for vegan or for faux. No. The 83 price point is better, but what is it made out of? Nobody knows. And I'm terrified that the strap, and it probably wouldn't happen on the Bowery. That may peel, I don't know, crack, I don't know, it could peel. But y'all know I love my Bowery tote. But y'all know what happened with those straps, right? The sealing of the straps. And no, I have not packed it up to send it back for repair. Y'all know how I feel about shipping stuff, returning stuff. That's just not my MO. I want to make sure that it is what I want, because I do not want to fool around with the people at the post office or UPS or any place else, or the salespeople. I don't want to have to deal with that. That being said, I'll probably end up taking it to a leather shop and having them redo it, which means it may or may not end up with the sealant around the handles of that bag be in the same color. And if I have them redone, I'm probably going to redo them in red if I can't get it to be an exact match. So, um, yep, that's kind of where we are. So definitely go and check out the sale. I am irritated. I am irritated by the sale on Dooney.com because although it is, I think it's an extra 20% off, it is limited. It's not site wide like Cake on ILD. There are only select styles that are an extra 20% off, and there is a bag style on Dooney that is exclusive to Dooney that has two colors that I want, but I want them on Dooney Pay and I want them on sale. And I thought that this 20% off was going to afford me that opportunity, and it is limited to what looks like continued summer sale leftovers. So I'm not happy over there, but ILD is bringing the birthday cake, and if you have not gone through and checked that out, particularly taking a look at the last call and the under $100 with the extra 25% off, if you have not started gift shopping, or maybe you have gifted all of your nicer ladies items out of your home gift closet, I know I'm not the only person that has one of those. This sale would give you an opportunity to add some of those items back into your closet so that you are prepared for gift giving beyond the holiday season. So, but Alice, the clutch wristlet, couple of colors in the zip tech top case. They need to shorten the name of that. And the leisure shopper, large or small, in the color Tomorrow. Cooper, because you can stack the codes. It's already on sale for the bag of the month. Plus, you can use the CAKE, CAKE, all caps code to get an additional 25% off. I would not miss those. So, I hope that before you head out, you will hit the thumbs up. There are 54 of you currently watching, but only 14 thumbs up. I would appreciate it if you would hit the thumbs up before you head out. We will be back together on Friday night for Mrs. Q's For Real Friday. I will be back on Sunday, I think. I may be in Tennessee, but maybe I'll do it from there. For Feed Your Addiction, somebody will do Tribe Time. Maybe me. I still have quite a few HB bags that I need to share. I feel odd about sharing those just because you can't get them. But maybe I should go ahead and share them, because if Antonio Milani continues to do what he's doing right now, you may want to have some of these bags on your radar screen just in case they appear in a different brand. My Tribe Sisters have new content up. Please make sure that you go over and check them out. If you have not seen the latest video from that doggone The Closet Dive, please make your way over to check her out. She's related to the doggone DJ King and the doggone Says What too. So make sure that you check her out. Make sure that you check out Mrs. Q, DJ King, Says What, Kimberly Mines, Sonja Covington. D. Blair came back and posted a video this morning sharing some things that's upcoming on her channel. Make sure that you check out Carmen Hawkins. Carmen, as soon as this ends, I'm going over to check out your latest upload. I'm behind. I have one still to watch from DJ King, and I have to finish for real Friday. Who else? Who else has new content up? Make sure that your Candy Crusher, where is she? She hasn't posted anything lately. Lucinda Quimbley, Baghound, is it Purse Delighted, Military Mom, My Pursuit of Happiness. Where is Ems? I need to text her. She hasn't been active in the chat. So make sure you hit thumbs up. Thank you so very much for hanging out. Maybe next time I'll have you just never know where I'm gonna be. So thank you so very much for watching. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up on your way out. If you have not already subscribed to this channel, not only would I like you here, but I love the fact that you stopped by to spend part of your Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. You are welcome back here anytime. Thank you so very much for watching. Until next time, I do hope you find something that feeds your addiction. Take care.